Yeah.
So the magic date's June 29th.
Okay. All right. So it is 7:09, and I'd like to call our Townsend Housing Authority meeting.
Recording in progress.
Sorry, getting a notification there. Okay. Roll call, please.
Chad Sexton Duranian here, present.
Thank you.
Natalie, you got your voice on there?
Do I? Is it?
Yep,
work?
there you go. Yep.
Okay, thank goodness. Okay, long day. Sorry.
Natalie Call is present.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And Courtney Briley.
Long.
Okay, so this meeting is being recorded, and we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all.
For all. Thank you. Okay, 1.5, Chairman's additions and deletions to agenda. I do not have any at this time unless anyone else does.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay. And 1.6, State Representative Report.
Good evening, everybody. I guess from my report, I'll let everyone know that I will be talking with, hopefully, I need Sheila to accept, but it looks like I'll be talking to Senator Cronin and Sheila Harrington next Thursday. And topics of discussion, housing is going to be a portion of that. And I'll have a better report the next meeting with the Housing Authority. Having said that, we did have Senator Cronin in our in the Board of Selectmen meeting on last Tuesday or Tuesday before last, and he gave us basically where they were with the budget. And I had conversations with him before and after that in regards to housing for the state. And he is very interested in helping the Housing Authority here in Townsend with I brought up our interest in developing the land at Dudley. I did bring up the fact that we were looking at a possibility for a land swap with state land across the street. He did tell me that he happened to be I think the chair of the committee that would be talking about the land swap. And if it is going to be looking at increasing housing in Townsend, that he would be able to help us out with a plan of action on how to do that, which I thought was very positive news. So I think joining him in the conversations in regards to that with Sheila, I think we'll be able to at least get some headway to see if that's something that we want to pursue going forward. There's also been some conversation. I don't know if anybody, I know Lori has, but the planning board was looking for the 40D for expedited housing. We've passed the age restricted, and there may be some opportunities in town that I think the Housing Authority should kind of put their feelers out for as well. And that's something that I've actually had a couple of people ask me about that as well. So I think it's something along the topics of something we need to look at going forward. The last bit of news would be that, well, you have me at 3.2, so I'll talk about it there. That's the trust to trust transfer, but I can talk about it there. So that's really all I have then.
Okay.
Do you want me to speak?
Sure.
Just to piggyback on one of the things that Chaz said about the 43D, site evaluations, and that to speed up the process for streamlining the permitting process or qualifications thereof. So I didn't get a response to a text that I sent. So maybe this is like there's really not any hope for this, but I kind of put feelers out they just took down, which I was like in total shock when I drove by, 208 Main Street, the brick building, which I started my real estate career in that building. So I just was in shock. At any rate, it's gone. So I kind of put out a feeler as to would they be interested, because we could add properties to that 43D application. And because it's just such a long ways away, like we have the school in there, but we don't know when, things are going to happen with that.
Right.
So I just put that out, and I realized what I didn't do before the meeting, well, there's a lot of things I didn't do before the meeting, but was I was going to look up how much land that was there for that building, because it was a 3-story building. So, I don't know if they're going to make it a parking lot, or if they are, that would be sad, because it could be a site for some apartments living, for residents in town, an increase in housing units for the town. They may not necessarily be, of course it depends because of like what happened down at Turnpike. It may not necessarily be for affordable housing, but housing is needed no matter what. We have a shortage of apartments. Look how long that Pine Ridge has not had the building there. That's 30 units that were never replaced, in town. So anyway, I didn't get an answer, but I guess like the rest of us, I'm always looking for where there might be an opportunity to increase housing.
Or did you see the one on Fitchburg Road that was just listed like last week? That was
No.
like 17 acres, right on 13. And I just pulled up the listing because I saw it the other day. And it says on the listing, potential for 40B, approximately 35 units of possibly 6 house lots. Just seemed interesting.
Who's the listing on it? Listing agent?
I'm not sure if I know. I'm just on Redfin.
Where were you seeing it?
So it says that it says property is next to 84 Fitchburg Road. Here we go. It's listed by Morello.
I'm going to look in MLS.
Now, I don't know what the number was, but I know that there is some property on Fitchburg Road. And there's areas of it that are pretty wet too. Because there was somebody looking at that.
Yeah, 17.36 acres, 149.9. Yeah, there's probably no testing.
Yeah.
This is raw, has to be raw land at that price.
Yep.
And yeah, it's not. Okay, so the seller is related to the listing agent, which has the same name, and just give me a minute. That is one of the owners. There's 2 owners, and they bought it in 2000. It's tied to a property, I'm going to say, that was bought in August of 2004, and it was bought at $490,000.
Both parcels.
The public record, the owners are in Wakefield. The public, and it says on the field card, it says residential developable land, 17.36 acres. What I can't find really quick, maybe other people can, is the map, block and lot to look at the plan, the town plan. So I can't say what this is adjacent to. I don't know how. I don't know what investigating they did to be able to say that it was potentially 40B, or that, well, it could be, almost anything could be potentially 40B.
Yeah,
Because-
50,000 square feet can fit on it.
Right, okay, and units of possibility, 6 house lots. It could be a 40B, and you might get that number of units because there'd be a waiver of like wetlands and density, like space. Yeah, it just says property next to 84. That's, I'm sure that there had to be more land originally. And this, I mean, who would pay $490,000
Yeah.
for
Right.
17 acres back in, what did I say, 2004?
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting because you don't see that come up very often.
Well,
Here.
Let's just see. So right now, wow, right now, that is the only piece of land showing up in Townsend for sale. That I just put in 01469 actually, because I think that's what it is there. Let me take that out. Because there were other land properties for sale. There's only like 5 houses for sale, but
Serious?
no, that's the only piece that comes up in Townsend. So when you fill in Townsend, it comes up with the 01469 and 01474.
Yep.
But otherwise, you can just put in if you want one or the other. So that is showing up as the only piece of property. But, it's a property with no testing, and we're not going to buy it. Were you talking about the town?
No, I was just referencing you were just because you were. I was only referencing it because you were just talking about the piece where the building had just come down.
Right.
And that's the only reason we're thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, wait a minute. I'm going to find out right now how much land that has. Okay. Other than that, I mean, I don't want to hold up your meeting.
Yeah, we can keep going. Like I said, I was just referencing it as we were talking about additional places.
Right.
So one of the things I didn't know was when you tear down a building like that. Do you get a permit to do that? Do you have to have a permit to take a building down?
Yes.
I think you were in Las Vegas, but they had a fire.
Like training.
Yeah, they did a fire thing where they had.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, they did all the windows. I drove by and I'm like, oh my God, it's on fire. And then no, it's just
They
were
did a
doing-
drill?
Yeah, there you
They
go.
did a drill and took the building down.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they had, but it was Townsend and Ashby, and there was New
Yeah, yeah,
Hampshire.
yeah.
You know, there was all different. So yeah, there was about, 8 or 10 different fire companies in there.
Yeah, I did hear about the exercise,
Yeah.
but somehow it didn't sink in that they're taking this down. Like, why would you destroy the building, right? So I just thought, oh great, all the fire departments are having an exercise. But
I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but there had been talk that Sterilite was moving their parking lot over there so that their employees didn't have to go across the street. That's what I heard. I don't know how true it is, but that's.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But don't they own across the street anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's just out of people getting hit there, right? They don't want them to walk across the street.
Yeah, or dangerous. There's been car accidents there, and they were blaming the people walking across the street. Pedestrians have the right of way, but I can't remember where I heard that, and I can't remember if it was just talk or whatever, but that's what I heard.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, and I'm looking at it, and it's just 2/3 of an acre.
Yeah.
It's
And if you look behind it, it looks like there is more parking for Sterilite. There's trucks even behind it as well. So I think it might be just an extension of
they
that.
own that. They own that behind it.
Right.
Sterilite does.
Right.
Well, I wonder. Okay, well, what about where the parking lot is now? Once they make that a parking lot,
That's what I'm thinking too. That would make a nice
But I don't
little
know- I
area
don't know
for a
that-
building.
I don't know that that's much bigger. And so, and that is all paved. So, whatever we're looking at for housing, it's all governed by the septic system,
Yep.
and what we can fit into wherever.
That's exactly
Okay,
right.
I think I'm done.
Okay.
All right. So under appointments, Sheila, do you know if Sheila's coming tonight, Chaz?
I do not. I haven't heard. I know that they're very, very busy.
Yep.
I do know that.
Okay. So we'll see if she ends up joining us later.
Yeah.
Okay. So under the work session, I have 3.1, the housing production plan consultant proposals. Did you guys get a chance to take a look at those?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I know one thing of note, when I spoke with Karen, was that she, in particular, was not able to actually start until September, which I asked her to note in this proposal. But the other two did not indicate that they had any issue with starting quickly.
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for Natalie to pop back on.
Yep.
I was impressed with Karen. I was even more impressed with the total fee. That kind of like, oh, okay, when can you start?
Yeah. The only thing that was interesting is if you look at the timeline on hers, even if she can start in September, which I think, we can deal with that if we have to, was that it seemed like it was going to take, where did I see that?
Looks like 5 months, or no, 2 months, 3 months. So yeah, but I don't think 5 months, but that's public process. That's the public process of it. I don't think they're aware that we've already done the housing forum. They're not aware that we've already got all the stats.
So I actually gave them all that information beforehand, and I think many of them felt like we needed some additional information.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess going back to, here it is. So like task 1 is, 2 weeks. Task 2 is 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Task 3 is within 3 months, then within 4 months, and then like you said, within 5 months. So Yeah.
Right. So I take it, and correct me if I'm wrong, Courtney, but it looked
I
like
think it's Yeah.
5 months to
Yep.
to create it.
Yep.
But it's a good price.
It is. Yep.
Sorry, guys, I had to take that.
That's okay. We're waiting for Natalie to pop back in.
Okay, so I saw the one quickly, and I've done this quickly because I'm just multitasking. I saw the first one was 4,000. Is that right?
Nope. So the first one is 10,500.
Okay. The second one I see is more.
The second one is 16,
Okay.
and then the last one is 19.
Right. The J.M. Goldson.
Yep.
That, my thoughts on the Goldson one, they have done some. I looked at I went online and looked at the towns, the reports that they did.
Yep.
They were outstanding.
Yeah.
The reports were outstanding. DHCD also gave high marks on these as well. On this one.
Yeah, I think that's how I actually found a lot of these guys. Was I went originally and looked at housing production plans and then figured out who did them.
Yep.
And contacted them.
That makes sense.
They looked really nice.
Did I don't remember. Was there a timeline on this? Did they give us estimated hours?
Yeah, so she said that she was also going to honor the original price, and so I think they just resubmitted their original proposal on that one.
Okay.
So her timeline, I guess, in general was, because it's showing from last year still, it looks like it was October. So it's roughly around 4 to 5 months as well. So it's around the same amount of time.
Okay.
And I'm looking for, where are they based out of?
Boston.
Yep.
J.M. Goldson.
Yeah.
Yep. They're
Out of Boston.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we do have the money to do this, and I think they were most impressive as well. So for them to have the high marks from other agencies and for Chaz to say what he said, I would support whatever you guys do, because I don't have a vote.
And we're waiting for Natalie to come back on.
But I do think that's great that you've got them all. Great job in obtaining. We have the funds, and it looks like the goal would be to have a plan to present at the special meeting.
When is that? When do you know roughly when the timing of that is? Do you know?
It's changed so many times, but sometimes they had
It's
it.
the fall that turns into winter that sometimes turns into Christmas.
Yeah.
It would be great if they had it at the end of this year or something like that, so that it could be voted on actually as 2020 when it was due. But
Yeah, I mean, I think that it seemed, I'm just thinking of the, roughly 5 month time periods that we're looking at on all these. So I just want to kind of keep that.
yeah. Well,
I do think on all of these, if you look through, they want to meet with a fair amount of groups as well, so we just need to kind of keep that in mind as we move forward, is that we're going to have to kind of just schedule a lot of different meetings for people to connect with them, whoever we choose.
Natalie, she says she's trying. Her internet is bouncing in and out. Well, first I want to thank you, Courtney, because this is, I'm very pleased with the fact that we got the money, number one. Number two, now this is all falling into place. I would love to be able to have this done by November so that we could turn it in for 2020. Lori, I agree with you 100%. And hopefully the master plan for the town gets done. I'm hoping by the end of July. I'm not going to keep my fingers crossed though, but I would love for it to be done then. And the last piece that would help us as a town would be an ADA, not a survey. What do you call it, Courtney?
Yeah, it's the, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Because we're going to be looking into getting that done, because that would be the final piece to be able to, if we wanted to really jump in with a big grant, now we have all the planning pieces together that we can use for resourcing. And I think this would also help out the Affordable Trust once we start talking about getting them up and funded too.
Sheila did text me back. She's at a medical appointment right now with her husband.
And I'm telling Natalie's trying to get back in. So Madam Chair, I might suggest we jump down to, we can talk about Dudley Road and then go back to 3.1 if you want.
Yes, we can do that.
Okay. I had an appointment with town council last month that you all voted me on to be able to do. I unfortunately got stuck in a executive session that took us well beyond the time frame. And he said, you have 10 minutes after we finish that. And I said, no, what I want to talk to you about is certainly not going to take 10 minutes. I mean, you know, I think I highly respect town council, but I've never seen him give an answer under 10 minutes. So I put myself on the agenda this month to talk with him, and I'll be able to give you more information in our next meeting. But just a refresher is this is to take the current land at Dudley on Dudley Road and take it from the trust that it's in, the charitable trust that it's in now, and transfer it into the affordable housing trust that we set up earlier on in the year. And that way we are able to better handle the land in as far as that's concerned too. In talking with Senator Cronin, he said it would be best to wait until that transfer happened first before anything else. If we want to do either, we're going to build where it is, or if we try for a land swap, he says just get the logistics figured out first. But that's that kind of jumped into 3.3, I guess. See, we're all on Zoom, so we wouldn't be able to get her on the telephone, right?
She could call in, right? Because we just need her voice.
She can call in.
Okay, so who would she call? She'd call Courtney?
No, so I think if she can see the agenda, there's these dial numbers right here. So it's probably a little long. I'm trying to find so it's probably this 3.
I give her the number. I have it right here.
First, I think it's this, I don't know whether it's New York or Chicago, I guess is what I'm trying to figure out on this list, but I'm pretty sure she
would be New York.
New York. Yeah. So dial in the New York number, and then she probably needs this 608-267 and pound number.
Okay. 929-205.
609.
Probably needs the ID number too.
Yep, then the meeting ID and then the passcode.
1593 0584.
Oh my God.
Six zero 267.
Chaz, do you have that lovely calming music back there?
Can you hear that? Yeah, it's my Zen garden here. Oh, there she is.
Natalie.
I'm sorry. I keep getting bounced. I apologize.
That's all right. It's out of your control, my friend.
Oh.
So we were talking about the housing production plan quotes. What are your thoughts on those?
Chaz, I just got back in. Please summarize. I'm sorry. Please.
Well,
So-
we
We
go
were
ahead,
talking
Courtney.
3.1, the housing production plan, the consultant quotes, the 3 quotes that came through. So we've got one from Karen Sonnenberg, we have Barrett, and we have Goldson. And we were just discussing a little bit about each. It sounded like from the discussion, people really like the Goldson one, and they've done some really nice production plans before and have high remarks from other towns.
Okay.
But I don't know if you have any specific thoughts on any of them.
No, actually, if you've done the homework already, and and they're well referable, I would go with them. I mean, it makes more sense. I mean, you've already reviewed it. I think we should go with them then.
I mean, I think any one of the 3 seemed like they'll do a good job for us. I think it's just up to.
What have the other towns done? Is it anything similar, or are we? We gotten feedback from other towns that have used them, before, or is it?
Well, with the one that I was impressed with, Natalie has done.
Okay.
Acton, Agawam, Amherst, Arlington, Barnstable, Bedford, Brewster, Bridgewater, Brookline. I mean, they've done a ton.
Yeah.
And
Then
they're
we'll do especially, yeah.
Yeah.
The other
No.
Barrett did Groton. I just ran away there, but they've also done a fair amount of them. They've done Hanson, Brookline, Brewster, Lenox, Groton. So they're all. I think all of them are well qualified.
Yep,
So
I agree.
Yeah.
But I feel the JM Goldson is the one that I would want to vote for.
okay.
Okay, so I make a motion then. You still want to lose internet. I'm sorry. I make a motion with Goldson. My internet's crazy and it might go any seconds. I'm just trying to, and I did pay the bill, but I'm just saying I want to make sure we do the right. I just want to make sure we do the right thing for the town. And I do not want to miss out on voting on this particular matter. So I make a motion to go with Goldson
For the housing production plan, I second.
for the housing production plan. Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Great. Roll call vote, please.
Aye. Natalie Call.
Chaz Sexton Duranian, yes.
And Courtney Borelli, yes.
Okay.
Jody,
Okay.
could you maybe
So-
connect how I properly, I guess, get them going and what the next steps are to kind of whatever process we need to do to formally get them started. Yeah.
Yes,
If
I'm not sure that there's too much. Yes, let me look into it. I will let you know.
Okay. Great.
Good. I would love
Okay.
to get started
Good.
on that.
The sooner the better. Yes.
I would, if Jody's going to be looking into that, I might suggest that we ask them to come to our next meeting.
Yeah, I think it'd be really
Which will
good
be-
to hopefully we can before our next scheduled meeting we can get them formally signed on so that we can have our very first meeting with them is our next meeting. I think that would be ideal.
Yep, I would like that too.
Okay. That sounds good. Okay.
Okay, so I think we kind of ended back at 3.3 land swap. I don't know if you have anything else to add, Chaz, from your earlier discussion on this.
I don't really think so. I think when we get to a point where we have a firm idea of the trust to trust transfer, and then I'd like to ask Senator Cronin to come in with Sheila. And I think with having them here, we'd be able to, I mean, he'd give us the details on what we need to file, where we need to go. And then we would take that information, then I would take it to town council, and then town council can help us with the paperwork that we need from there.
Okay. Okay, 3.4 tenant seat process update. And I believe that Lori was kind of working on this one, and I think she stepped off for a minute. So I don't know if anybody else has anything to add.
There's-
Ed, I'm sorry.
No problem.
There she is.
You just voted on the Boston firm, right?
We did.
Okay. And I think that's great, and I support your vote.
Great. We were just talking about 3.4, the tenant seat process update.
I was gonna, well, I did reach out to get some help from Karen Moore at the senior center, and she has had, her husband passed away, and I had an issue with that I was dealing with that with her, and also an issue over at Country Estates with a senior citizen, and I have not heard from her. So, and I haven't heard from any people at Turnpike Village either. So that's where I am. That's the update. Nothing yet. Not for lack of trying. So I will keep at it.
Okay. 3.5, the town webpage discussion.
I guess the how are we going to move forward with updates and all of that kind of stuff? I know that I was doing a lot, but right now my time is very, very limited.
So you're like you were physically updating the webpage.
I haven't updated it for a while, but I was doing all of the updates. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and then Jody's been. I think Jody, you've been keeping up with the minutes and the agendas, right?
Yeah, they changed the format a little bit, so I might be a little bit behind, but we're not too far off with the agenda and the minutes.
Right. So it's not a matter of, oh my God, we need to do this. It's more of aesthetic. Let's get the right information in there. I still have, if there's anything major, I'll jump in and do it. We still have the COVID rental assistance in there, that kind of stuff. But the website itself, the town website changed to a new format. So the reason why I thought we might be able to take advantage of that and just kind of update our page a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I made a couple notes just looking through it, just like a couple small things, but we can maybe, I used to know how to do web pages. I have not done it in quite a long time. Maybe if we can figure out how to get me kind of on there, I can try to look at it. But I may need some assistance, Jody, just in finding a couple things. Like, for instance, there's the annual reports are on there, but they're from like 2017 and 2018. So like there's no 2019 or 2020, just like getting some of those things up to date. And then there's like the forms button doesn't actually work. It like brings you to like a giant oops page. So
yeah, and that's like, when they did the changeover for the website. Yeah. That's in broken links, and that's what I think needs to be updated.
Right. So maybe if we can figure out how to get, I guess, on there, maybe we can try to work on it. And if there's anything else that anybody sees that they think needs to be updated, maybe you can funnel it to me, and we'll try to help with that effort.
Well, I'm not volunteering you, Jody, but Jody can get on the system. And I will say that when you do get on the system, there's a flag that tells you to go to this place that you can get manuals and videos, and you can print out the process to how to add a user, how to change content, how to add this, add that, add pictures and all that kind of stuff. There's videos and there's a manual, Courtney, that you'd be able to look at. They're pretty easy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I used to be able to do them no problem, but like I said,
yeah, this is a very clunky system. This is kind of like, writing in DOS. And there's certain boxes like you have to check this, but you can't check this one, and it's trial by error. You do something and it disappears, and you go, oh, okay, well, I don't check that box. So you go back in and then uncheck it, and then your content comes back. But anyway, I think Jody can get you to a point where you can get on there, and then you'd be able to find the resources and then if you want, you can always call me and I can kind of walk you through some of the things that I've done.
Yeah. I think what would be good is if people come across things that they think should be, posted here or posted under the forms or the links or, some other things too, if we can try to like collect those things and get some better places to direct people to. That would be good.
Mm. Okay, I've just got one question, if I may.
Yep.
If I could piggyback, well, I would like to learn some of these things if I could at a convenient time, which would help me, develop more into the housing arena, if you know what I mean. So could I do that at some point down the road?
The webpage stuff?
Yeah, any of that. Yes, please. I mean, even with Jody, I'm not saying immediate. I know we've got our plates. I know I have my plate filled next week, but, in the near future, if I could learn some things from, anyone really, to develop more into what as a backup or as an assistant or something in that regards, that would help me a lot if I could, so just asking.
I'll always take help, Natalie. Just call me.
All right.
Anytime.
Okay, I know I will. And thank you so much, Jody. I think I will. Next week's totally a busy week, as we all know. So hopefully a little bit after that, or maybe toward the fall when things have calmed down better, I think, too. So thank you. Appreciate it. Sure. That's all. Thank you. Until I lose my internet.
All right, 3.66, it's in clerk's announcements. Do we have any correspondence that came through, Jody? I didn't see anything.
No.
Okay.
I don't even think I had anything. The box has been empty. I think you guys had everything since last time.
Mm-hmm.
So announcements, Natalie, you have a big one. What's going on next week?
We have the big one. Okay, the big one is on June 29th. The Wall That Heals is coming into the healing wall, as we could say. It's a replica of the actual wall in DC. I've seen it a few times. I've been there a few times. And it's making its entrance to the high on June 29th at approximately 3:00 in the afternoon with a whole, the whole shebang, from Devon's at Clear Path. It's going to go through Pepperell, and there's other towns that will be coming forward in regards to where exactly the route is. It'll be set up on June 30th, the next day. On July 1st, it opens. I'm actually volunteering that morning, actually. And it's open 24/7, going to be behind the high school. And then on July 1st at 5:00 is the wreath laying from the VFW in Townsend, as well as Pepperell and the auxiliary and any other veteran organizations, which we do have in town. And it's open to the public 24/7. There's a website. I think it's on Facebook, but we've been posting it, and it's also on Town Hall. On the road as you drive through, and in front of the high school, about the wall coming There's two of us in the state in New England that's getting it, us and Nahant. Nahant will get it after we're done with it, in a matter of speaking. But it's going to have a learning center so people can learn. Actually, people that weren't around during Vietnam, let's say, but it's a quiet, somber place. So, yeah, we need it.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Rushed out. Yep. Yeah. Yes. It's
Good.
really
Thank you.
something to see. Yeah.
Thank you, Hartley. Natalie, if I could jump on that as well, too. We have the flag committee, which will be having all the flags put up on the poles this Saturday.
That's correct. Yes, that's 100% correct.
Yep. All of the flags at Memorial Hall were put out today. So those are all ready to go as well. And I have been elected to speak at on July 1st in respect to the town. I'll be welcoming the wall to the town of Townsend at that time. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
We're lucky to have it. We were supposed to get it last year, but because of COVID, we didn't get it. And luckily, we're able to have the honor of having it, next week and everything. Mm-hmm. From July 1st to July 4th. On July 4th, it gets ready to leave. Well, it packs up, let's say, at 2:00 in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. It's 27, so not just 9 to 5. It's 24/7. Like I said, they're going to have, volunteers there to help, volunteers there to direct. You got family members, like I have family members there on the wall. It'll go by the dates they're actually, that they served that country in,
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
Good.
Yep. It's very good for the town.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll just go from there. But the organizations are going to be out there. So, Courtney, go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. So 3.7, approving the meeting minutes. And Jody, I think you sent over the ones from 5:20 in here. And I think my only question was if the top needed to be changed at all on this one, even though we kind of just voted in the different rules that day.
Oh, well, we already talked about the.
Yeah. What do you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if anybody else had any comments.
Meaning the
role, the header.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have any. So, Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for Thursday, May 20th, 2021.
I second the motion.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Natalie Call, yes.
Chess Sexton Duranian, yes.
And Courtney Briley, yes. Okay. Our next meeting date, how are you guys feeling about staying on Zoom versus kind of going back together live in terms of preference?
You know how I feel, okay? You know how I feel.
I know. I do. I will say, I think that if we are having, things like getting the HPP kickoff going, it might be good to stay on Zoom to get that kicked off, since that's kind of how they did structure some of their meetings. As much as I actually think it'd be nice to be back together, I think we maybe stay Zoom a little while longer to kind of keep them going. But please let me know if you guys feel otherwise.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, if you're going to be keeping it on a Thursday, then Zoom is actually best for me.
Oh, me too, on Thursday. Yes. Except next week.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to figure out how to really get them started. And then we probably want to give them a couple weeks, just to be able to get back with us. would maybe the 22nd, would that work for people?
That's good for me.
And then if,
Twice.
yep, the 22nd. And then Lori, would that work for you too?
What date was that?
The 22nd.
Of July?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to be around for the summer for the most part.
Okay.
Okay. If we
Um,
to shift just to catch them, if we happen to overlap on a date at all, are you guys okay? Do we have an alternate, I guess, that I could propose if we do want to get them?
okay. I have, Lori, you're on the 29th, just so you know, on the selectmen's appointments.
June 29th?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do oh god. Okay. Right now I can do any Thursday in July.
Me too.
Okay. The 22nd works for me. The 15th doesn't. The 8th and the 29th are good also. So,
All right, so you have those to work with, Courtney?
I'm so sorry. I was just trying to get a barking dog out of the room.
The joys of Zoom.
And rabbits in the yard, you know?
I'm good with any Thursday in July except for the 15th.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'll see what I can do on those dates, and I'll confirm once I hear back from them too. But for now, I say hold both those just in your calendars until we have a confirmed date.
All right.
Yes, we will send you an email when we know which date it is. 15th. Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Okay.
So I make a motion, we adjourn.
I second the motion.
Roll call.
Natalie Cole, yes.
Chaz Sexton Duranian, yes.
And Courtney Morelli, yes. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
See you all.
Everybody put their
Take care.